I'm like, you gotta jump over the gate. You gotta jump over the gate. Look, that's the only way. She like, but why? I'm like, I don't want my mama to see you. Like, I didn't want my mama to have to question me or nothing like that. So she like, I gotta hop over both gates. I'm like, yeah. She like, I ain't never doing this again. Now think about this. Her saying she ain't gonna never do this again, it was more like I understood, but hey, I didn't tell you to come over here neither. But if you think about it, she had to climb the gate, hop in my window. When she left, hop out my window. And now she got to hop over 2 gates. Yeah, that's a lot to come see a person. I understand that. But I never told you to come over here. So boom, I see her hopping the gate. We walks off. Me and Marky walk off. So Marky like, bro, you let her hop the gate by herself? And I'm like, yeah, like, I ain't tell her to come over here. He like, so what happened in the room last night? I'm like, wait, what you mean? He like, did you hit? I'm like, hit what? He like, like, did you hit? I'm like, oh no, we just chilled. He like, so you risked it all? Mom could have beat the skin off you. If mom would have found that, she would have took all your privileges away. And so I'm like, but good news, she didn't find out. He like, just for her to come over here and chill? She climbed in the window to come over here and chill. I'm like, bro, here she come walking, right? Because she had to jump Miss Smith gate and then jump the neighbor's gate. And then she's able to walk on the side, right? Come right off the side. So we went right there. She like, yo, what's up? So he like, nothing, we finna flame this up. So boom, he flames it up. We walks all the way around. So I'm like, let me ask Roosevelt for the address, right? So boom, I asked Roosevelt for the address. He texts it. We go on here, we walk at the bus stop. Now he say he's only a few blocks away from the school. So boom, we gets on the bus. We gets off the bus. So I tell him, hey, we by the school. He like, you should have still took the bus a couple of more blocks down. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, what's the name of your block, right? I'm like, we just gonna walk. So he like, you want me to come get y'all? I'm like, no, we just gonna walk. So he like, that's like 5 blocks. So Marky like, what he saying? I'm like, he said, we gotta walk 5 blocks. So the stripper girl like, 5 blocks? No, we can get back on the bus. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we just gonna get back on the bus. So we got back on the bus. Boom, we gets off. I end up telling him that we at the, on his block. So he like, hey, we got the blue house, right? So boom, we walking, we see the great blueberry. He got a whole, his house was blueberry, okay? Like the whole house, like a blueberry, okay? I seen nothing like it before. So Marky like, what made them want to paint it that color? So we tweak it, right? Now boom, we gets to the door. I rings the bell. This lady comes to the door. She like, hey. I'm like, hey, is Roosevelt here? She say, he sure is. You're here for the talent show? I'm like, yes, I'm here. Oh, okay. It's right down in the basement. How you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. And so she like, I'm Roosevelt's mother. I'm like, oh, I'm his classmate. I'm like, and this my brother and this my friend. So she was like, well, it's nice to meet y'all. If y'all thirsty anything, help yourself. The mama was cool. The mom was a breeze. I'm like, Roosevelt got a dope mama. And we can eat your snacks. Bro, we can eat your snacks. We can eat your... When I can come over, use your Wi-Fi, and eat your snacks, and kick my feet up. Baby, this is paradise. This is Paradise City. So, boom, I goes down. We open up the door, and we goes downstairs, right? You hear them... You just hear everybody, like, kind of playing instruments and talking and stuff like that. So, we come down. So, Roosevelt like, oh, so... First person I spot was Chuck, right? Now, he got all his people that normally sit at the table with him. So it's Chuck, Gregory Boo, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of his peers. So I thought it was pretty cool. As I finally get all the way down, I'm like, hey, Roosevelt, it's cool. He's like, no, it's cool. You can bring her. So we get farther down. We come down the last little row of stairs. I just happen to look over. And Marky like, I'm like, yeah. It's Charetta. When Marky said, we was like seated at the same time. we laid eyes on her at the same time. He like, I'm like, wow. So I'm just like, what? So it's like about a good 10, 11 people, but it's a big basement, but it's a lot of people. So people coming up there doing poetry, all type of stuff. So Charetta, she finally walks over there to me. She like, hey, you just ain't gonna say nothing to me? I'm like, I didn't want to give you like the cooties or the bumps or nothing. She like, why you saying that? I'm like, cause what you said in the library. She was like, it was just a question. I was just wanted to know if. I'm like, no. Like, please don't say that out loud. I'm like, please don't. So I'm like, you doing some talent? She like, no, I just come and I kick with Roosevelt. We cool. So I'm like, when a girl say you cool, like what level of cool? Like cool, like I come play the game with you. Cool, like we go out to eat. Cool, like we done kiss before. Like what kind of level of coolness? You feel me? Like, so I'm like, I'm like, that's what's up. She like, so who is that? I'm like, who, my brother? She like, nah, that girl. I'm like, oh, that's my friend. She like, well, introduce me. So I'm like, okay. So boom, I go over there. I'm like, hey, y'all, this Charetta, this my friend, and this my brother Mark. She like, it's nice to meet you. She like, you thirsty anything? She got cool, straight up got cool, took the stripper girl, they went to the side. So I'm sitting there like, wait, what just happened? Like, what just transpired? I don't know what just happened. Marky like, why is she here? I'm like, she say she cool with Roosevelt. He like, Roosevelt probably hitting that. You probably a little too late. I'm like, it's cool. I'm like, she already kind of shut me down. He like, what, you shot your shot? I'm like, no, it ain't that I did. I'm like, we was at the library. And she bust out there. Chuck came over there like, hey, y'all. He like, you want me to spike the punch? So I know exactly what spike the punch mean. So I'm like, nah. He like, yeah, come on, y'all. Let's spike the punch. He like, my mom would never know. So I'm like, okay. Now, it wasn't like a big pitcher. It was like one of those pitchers that you got Kool-Aid in. They had juice. And they was mixing it. First off, they had kiwi juice. Disgusting. Left a bad taste in my mouth. I would never forget that, and I would never, ever try that. Never mix anything with kiwi. No liquor with kiwi. That was horrible. That was horrible then, and now it's horrible now, even as me being grown. I have revisited. My taste buds still the same. Never. So I'm sipping. I'm like, immediately stinging all right here. So the stripper girl was like, so I'm just your friend. I'm like, wait, you are my friend. She said that wasn't what she was saying. And then Marky came over there like, bro, try this one. This one tastes like a jelly bean. I'm like, wait, like this one tastes like a jelly bean. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm sipping. I'm like, oh, this a black jelly bean. So she was like, no, seriously. So I'm just your friend. So I'm like, yeah. So Marky like, I know what type of talk that is. I'm gonna walk over here. So Marky walk off. I'm like, you are. She said, but that's not what you was saying. I'm like, what you mean? When we was in your room and I said, would you mind? I'm like, we was doing it. Like, listen, I am a teenager. In my mind, I'm thinking you said, like, is it like, cause you was doing your look, like, yeah, it's yours. It was entering your property. Yes, it's yours. For the moment, temporary, like, all this come with me when I walk off. Like, so I was throwing off. I'm like, so we not friends? She like, I thought like we was gonna move to the next step. I'm like, oh, so you like me like that? She like, so you think I just go around just it's okay. She like, it's cool. I'm just gonna enjoy the band. So Roosevelt like, hey, he like, Roshan. I'm like, Rody Dody. He like, okay, my bad. He like, Rody Dody, you got any talent? So I'm like, a little bit. I'm like, I could dance, right? So he like, come up here. So boom, they put on some music. I get to dancing. We having a good time. And then we end up having a rap battle. It was overall a good time. So he like, y'all, he like, I'm going to have to get ready to, tell y'all gotta go, basically. So I look at the time. It's like 8 something, but also I got 2 missed calls from my mom. So maybe she like checking on me. Now, mind you, it started at 12, but when my mama asked me again, I told her it started at 2 in a couple of hours, you feel me? So I wanted to be able to say like, oh, can I stay out a little longer? Because I thought it was going to last longer, especially now by me seeing Charetta, I just couldn't keep my eyes off her, right? So Roosevelt ended up pulling me to the side before we all get ready to go, and everybody packing up their stuff, like the stuff that they brought, like instruments and things like that. He put his drums up. So he like, hey, somebody got a crush on you. I'm like, immediately, when he said that, I was like, who? He like, I can't tell you right now. I'm like, come on, tell me. I'm like, is they in here right now? So now I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, is they in here right now? So he like, yeah, they in here right now. I'm like, all right. I'm like, who? Because it was a couple of girls in there. I'm like who? He like, I can't tell you. I'm like, well, now he like, because I was promised not to say nothing. I'm like, so why would you say something then? Why would you say something? He like, but if you want, he like, you can meet us. We're going to be over there at Gregory Boo house tomorrow. He like, and everybody just going to be like smoking and drinking. He like, I don't know if you smoke. I'm like, you drink? He like, I drink here and there, but I don't really drink like that. He like, but they do, because they do arm wrestling and take shots. I'm like, how they get the liquor? Oh, they be stealing it from their mama. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, where he stay? Oh, just 2 blocks down. So they all stay on the same block. But I wanted to know where Charetta stay. But I ain't had about, so in my heart, I'm like, oh my God, like, Charetta feeling me. Because none of the other girls, I ain't know none of the other girls. So I'm like, Charetta feeling me. So boom, me, Marky, and the stripper girl, we leave out. So the stripper girl like, hey, I'm just going to leave from here. I'm like, you know your way? She like, yeah. I'm like, but you stay like by me. So she like, yeah, but it's something I gotta go do. I'm like, what you finna do? She like, I'm finna go see Legs. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you sure you're gonna be safe? She like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, we gonna walk you to the bus stop then. She say, remember, we just friends. You ain't gotta walk me to the bus stop. So Marky like, ooh, cold-hearted. I'm like, stop instigating. Come on. Bet. Look, first and foremost, if you salty Q, I don't even know you like that. You like that. I got one hug, and that one hug, some sloppy toppy, and now you're talking about I'm yours. I don't care. So boom, me and Marky, we get close to the crib. So Marky like, you want to smoke again? I'm like, no. So I finally called Mom back. Mom not picking up. Now I realized I did miss her call, but it was only 2 calls I missed. She never called me back after that. So I was like, okay, maybe she was just checking on me. When I get in the house, she's in the kitchen. She putting up groceries, okay? First off, it's 9-something, lady. What is she like? Y'all on time. Put up these groceries. I'm like, also my dad like, your mama. She like, my stomach been killing me. She like, I think it was from early this morning. Because mind you, remember, she had that Parker Polish. She had a bowl of cereal. And then another additional bowl of cereal. But that second bowl is the milk that she don't like. So that milk probably had that stomach boiling. So she was like, oh, y'all just please. Oh my God, I just need to go. I need to go in the bathroom. My mom goes in the bathroom. So my dad like, so how was everything? I'm like, man, it was great, Dad. I'm like, a lot of people had great talent. They was doing poetry, playing drums, had a rap battle. So I'm just telling them, right? So I was like, oh, speaking of that, you think tomorrow I can go to my friend's house? They're going to be doing it again. So it was like, well, you don't got to ask. You know, your mom set you up a curfew or whatever. Boom. My phone, zip, zip, zip. So I pull my phone. I'm like, hey, I'll be right back. So Marky like, who is that? I'm like, I'll be right back. So I'm like, hello? It's Raymond. I'm like, hello? He like, hey. He like, I'm finna go swing down on Roy. I'm like, why? He was like, cause I just saw him when I was walking from the park busting a serve. He said something slick. I'm like, please, just stop, bro. I'm like, just let it go. I'm like, he gonna get over it. I'm finna call him, right? I'm like, I'm gonna call him to talk to him. So I hang up. So I call him. I call Roy. And I'm calling, and I'm calling, and I'm calling. He's not picking up, Joe. So I'm like, let me call Legs and tell Legs to call him so he can talk to me. I'll call Legs. Legs like, what you want? I'm like, look, can you please tell Roy to call me? She like, no, I'm not talking to him. I'm like, please, can you just text him and tell him it's important? Why you can't text him? I'm like, because he's not talking to me. Well, hello, he's not talking to me neither. Thanks to you, click. Thanks. all right, cool. It doesn't matter. I had a good night. But I did think about the stripper girl, and I want to know if she's safe. So I hit her up, right? It's like almost calling everybody in my family. I hit her up. She picks up. She like, what's up, friend? I'm like, what's up? I'm like, you good? She like, yeah, me and Legs kicking it. So I'm like, when I called you, was just that. She like, yeah, I've been right here with my friend. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, all right, I guess you good. Click, I hung up on her, right? Boom. My mom comes, she knocks on the door. She like, take care of your brother tonight. If you want popcorn, cookies, even if he wants you to play the game with, oh, I'm down. I'm down so bad. I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. I'm like, Mom, I did. I know you down. But I'm like, tomorrow, can I go do the same thing? She like, yeah, just make sure you back 10:30. I'm like, okay, right? So, boom, I go downstairs. I'm like, Marky, I want to know who got a crush on me. So, Marky like, it gotta be that girl that you like. I'm like, yeah, because I don't know none of the other girls. He like, but it could be. He like, it was some fine girls there. I'm like, you pull any numbers? He like, nah, I ain't pulling no numbers. He like, because I already know how you is. I'm like, what you mean? Because you gonna say them your friend? I'm like, no, they all my friends. I'm like, even though you was tripping on Roosevelt, you don't want to be his friend. He like, he alright. He like, I just don't like him like that. It seemed like he trying to be your brother or something. I'm like, get you getting jealous. I'm like, hey, I'm finna go check on Caleb. Boom, I checked on Caleb. As the night went through, everything was Gucci Cabana. I end up resting, waking up. It's Sunday. I'm ready to go. You know what I said? I'm getting up. It's like 10 something. I'm getting up, getting dressed early. So my mama like, you got chores first, and then you can go out. I don't know why you dressed at crackhead hours. So I'm like, okay. She like, so start doing your chores. So I'm doing my chores. Boom, 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 boom. Marky doing his chores. We get back ready. We dips out, right? We gets the address, like the actual address. Boom. We finally makes it. He's literally some houses down from Roosevelt. We get there. Now, as soon as we walked in, it looked like a trap house.